Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is the video that I've been hinting at in some of my comments and some of my commentary. This is Sidisi Brood Tyrant EDH. It's a competitive tempo build for EDH 1v1, and I've picked up 6 new cards recently, 5 of which are in this deck, and you'll see, and then the 6th I want to try to keep a little bit secret. You'll see it in one of my upcoming videos, hopefully. So I have 4 of them highlighted across the top here: Bloodstained Mire, Polluted Delta, Windswept Heath, and Wooded Foothills. I had a little bit of coin to be able to drop, so I picked up 4 of the fetches, the most relevant 4 and the cheapest 4 that are within the colors of the decks that I'm currently playing. So I picked up one black because I have, you'll see over here, I have a tasker list that I've been working on. Not going to show that to you guys yet. But I have Widwin, so Bloodstained Mire, Polluted Delta fit to Widwin. Windswept Heath, Wooded Foothills go to Yisan, Rashmi. Polluted Delta goes to Rashmi, so I wanted to pick up a couple that would be spread across the decks pretty evenly. So I figured 2 blacks, 2 greens, one of which is blue, would be the easiest ones. And by buying the Khans fetches, I didn't want to buy the Zendikar ones. I'm hoping that we'll get a new printing of them soon, but you never really know with EDH or Wizards overall. So, without further ado, let's jump into the deck. I don't want the video to be too long. So I've separated out some of the lands. I have basics over here, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 forests, 2 islands, and 2 swamps. The reason for that is you really want to be able to get Mana Dork on turn 1, and that requires the most untapped green mana. 2 islands, because with 2 islands you can cast every blue spell on the deck without worrying about Wasteland. And 2 swamps, because of the same reason. You can cast every black spell in the deck without worrying about Wasteland. We also have 3 single color non-basic lands. We have Dryad Arbor, because it combos well with Green Sun Zenith on turn 1, which turns Green Sun Zenith into effectively a Llanowar Elves. A Cephaly Coliseum, which is a threshold land, which is not difficult to hit at all with Sidisi Brood Tyrant. It's basically a straight upgrade over an island. The life loss is negligible, so typically you'll see this played in any deck that cares about graveyard interactions. And Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth, just quality black mana fixing. If I get this down, I don't really worry about fetching out black mana with sources like Yavimaya Elder. I'll usually get 1 swamp just in case Urborg dies, but beyond that, I never worry about fetching black once I have this in play. It also turns all of our blue-green dual lands into tri-lands for us. So I'll talk about the tri-lands first. I have Command Tower and Opulent Palace, and that's it. Not playing Mana Confluence or City of Brass, just don't have the Momoto yet. I'm not actually sure where they're currently at. I'm sure City of Brass is relatively cheap at the very least, but just didn't pick them up. So I have the 4 fetches that I talked about. So let me talk about the fetchable lands. We have Watery Grave, Sunken Hollow, Breeding Pool, Overgrown Tomb, Dryad Arbor, and Basics. So I have, excluding the 9 basics, including the 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 fetchable lands in the deck. Then I have 2 colorless lands. I have Drownyard Temple, because if it's milled, it's generally pretty good to be able to just bring back into play. And Strip Mine for the value. Now, the duels, I'm playing 2 temples. I'm playing both of the blue temples, Temple of Deceit and Temple of Mystery. I'm playing Choked Estuary, which is the check land from New Innistrad block. Unfortunately, we do not have the enemy colored, so I can't play a blue-green or green-black of them yet. I have all 3 of the this is the reveal lands. I have all 3 of the check lands: Drowned Catacomb, Hinterland Harbor, and Woodland Cemetery. I have all 3 pain lands in the form of Underground River, Yavimaya Coast, and Llanowar Wastes. The reason I'm playing the pain lands is because they are guaranteed enter the battlefield untapped lands. At the cost of a little bit of life, I don't mind them at all. So the Scry lands are probably the next cuts as I pick up additional fetches or lands for the deck. Honestly, along with the Opulent Palace, because at this point I'm getting to the region where I don't want any of my lands to be ever enter play tapped, and I want to be able to use them all immediately, with the exception of Dryad Arbor, which is in there for the utility of Green Sun Zenith, or green fetch into blocker potentially. So those are that's the current land base. It's 8, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20, 30. 35 lands, I believe. Let me double check that for you. Drop them all there and move these over. Yep, 35 lands, and I know it's a little bit light. Typically, Sidisi decks can go a little bit lighter. Keep in mind, I'm curving out to 5 at the most. Green Sun Zenith is actually the most expensive spell because it might be 6 if I'm going to get Acidic Slime or Deranged Tournament. But I have so many mana dorks, I have Sol Ring and Mana Crypt in the deck as well, that 35 lands feels about right. I might up the land count by 1 the more testing I do. So, like I said, Sol Ring, Mana Crypt. Then I have Llanowar Elves, Fendhorn Elves, Elvish Mystic, 3 copies of the same card, but EDH rules. Elves of Deep Shadow, Birds of Paradise, Arbor Elf. Ooh, lost the Arbor Elf. And I believe I have a Deathrite Shaman on Moto as well at the moment. There it is. Didn't see it underneath the Skullclaim. And Deathrite Shaman, which gets infinitely better now that I have at least 4 fetch lands in the deck as well. So that is my mana ramp package at the 1 spot, along with Brainstorm, which is much better because of the fetches, Mystic Remora, Mystical Tutor, Duress, Reanimate, Vampiric Tutor, Nature's Claim, and the Skull Clamp. So I cut the Entomb because I found that most of the time I was entombing for Dread Return, and I'm not really a graveyard combo deck like MMA Oplasm would. So Entomb wasn't getting as much value for me as I would prefer, and I decided to put the Phyrexian Metamorph into the deck instead. And this is the 5th of the 6 new cards that I've acquired. And I didn't know why this wasn't in my collection yet, but it was definitely worth picking up. And I'm looking forward to getting some more games in with it. It's 2 drops. I have Cyclonic Rift, Narcomoeba, which is a free creature when Sidisi mills it. Phantasmal Image, good value. Standstill, I'm sure you guys have seen how good Standstill is in this deck sometimes. Animate Dead, to combo with this Reanimate, to give me a superfluous effect with this Reanimate. A Go for the Throat as a Mesmeric Fiend. Bloom Tender, so some more ramp. Fauna Shaman, Regrowth, Sakura Tribe Elder, more ramp. Survival of the Fittest, Sylvan Library, and Baleful Strix, some more draw. So good removal, recursion, tutors, hand hate, and generally a very quality 2-slot. This Baleful Strix I've been very impressed with. Up next is 3s. I have Trinket Mage, Toxic Deluge, Victimize. This is my 3rd of 4 reanimation spells that I play in the deck. And this is one of the better ones because it gives me 2, and I almost always have a creature sacrifice, whether it's a Mana Dork or Sidisi herself, or one of the zombies that she's created. Beast Within, some good quality green removal, and I don't really care about a 3/3 when I'm creating zombies. Nissa Vastwood Seer, one of the newer additions to my collection on Moto. I saw that she was relatively inexpensive, and I picked her up in one of my recent buys. Reclamation Sage, Wood Elves, Eldritch Evolution, one of the best tutors in the deck. Sacrificing any 3-drop like this Trinket Mage or this Yavimaya Elder for the insane amounts of value will get me into Sidisi Undead Vizier or Sadistic Hypnotist to tear hands apart. Ashiok, I'm sure you have both all seen how good Ashiok can be. Apparently genderless Planeswalker, very interesting. And then Edrix by Master of Trust and Trigon Predator to round out the 3-drops as far as creatures go, and Sword of Feast and Famine for the added value of Sidisi, giving her protection from black-green, the big creatures, and the removal color, and getting some hand hate along with ramp, effective ramp. It's very useful. Next up, 4-drops for Phyrexian Metamorph, which really should be here in the 3s, let's be honest. Deep Analysis, because it's good value when I mill it with Sidisi. So 2 mana, 3 life, draw 2 cards. And I didn't even have to spend a card to draw it in the first place. Galenalandra Archmage, Jace the Mind Sculptor, Opposition, which is an absolutely back-breaking card in the Sidisi deck because I flood out so much with creatures. Fencer Shaper Savant, Dread Return, the 4th and final reanimation spell, which makes its cut because of its flashback ability. And only because of its flashback ability. When I cast it for its normal cost, feels alright, but casting it for flashback by sacrificing my opponent's creatures if I've sowered them just feels absolutely dirty. Birthing Pod, which should also really be in the 3s. You see that I have this beautiful chain up with the pod, and Sad Sam. Solemn Simulacrum, just a little bit more ramp at a higher slot, also useful as a colorless creature to have in the list. 5-drops, I have 2 Time Walk spells. I have Capture of Jingzhao and Temporal Manipulation. I believe I said that correctly. Murderous Cut, which is most of the time a 1 or a 2 mana spell. Just an additional utility kill spell. I have Necrologia, which I don't know if I have a video currently of me casting. I've only talked about it a little bit and mentioned it a few times in the comments. So it is black 3, cast it only during your end step. You have to remember to set a stop during your own end step on MTGO as well, so that you have priority to cast it. Additional cost to cast Necrologia, pay X life, draw X cards. It's an absolutely fantastic spell in any grindy mirror match or black non-blue match, where you can just tap out for Necrologia on end step when you're in a sort of even board position, and pay 7 life and just refill your hand, or maybe 10 life and get the best 7 of 10 cards. It just is backbreaking if the opponent doesn't have an immediate answer for it during their next turn. Sadistic Hypnotist is the reverse of Necrologia in the sense that instead of drawing you all the cards you could possibly need, it gets rid of all of your opponents, which, like I've said about opposition, this deck is so creature heavy that Sadistic Hypnotist just does so much incredible work that typically when Hypnotist resolves, you will win the game within the next couple turns if you can get even 2 creatures thrown at your opponent's hand. Sidisi Undead Vizier almost never stays in play. She'll usually be exploiting herself, especially if I have reanimation spells available. Acidic Slime, very good blocker, good utility, excellent target off Eldritch Evolution. Deranged Hermit is in here because of the Green Sun Zenithable ability of it. So instead of playing a creature that produces tokens at a higher part on the curve, like Avenger of Zendikar or Hornet Queen, I chose to play Deranged Hermit here because of its combo with Opposition and Sadistic Hypnotist. So if I get Opposition in play, you can bet that I'm looking to try to get Deranged Hermit into play as quickly as possible, because for 5 mana, it allows me to lock down 5 cards on my opponent's side of the board every single turn. And Deranged Hermit Opposition will almost always win a game. And then finally, Green Sun Zenith. So it's a pretty straightforward build as far as creature tempo decks. I know I have a couple of videos of me playing combos in this, and I ended up deciding to cut the combos. I wanted to play a deck that wasn't as click intensive as my Yisan build, for example, and the Necrotic Ooze combo that I was playing was incredibly click intensive. And it seems that MTGO currently has a bug where holding down the M key, which is the default, which is the auto mana spend key, will not actually function. And that's a big issue for me, especially in my Yisan build, which is why I don't have any videos currently, or that I've been going up to as much as I used to put them up, is that not being able to hold down M and having to manually click your mana every single time that you want to spend it is a real pain, especially in something like Yisan, where you're looping a Wirewood Symbiote off a Temur Sabertooth to untap your Priest of Titania, or having haste and recasting the Priest of Titania, tapping her, and then bouncing her again. So there's a big issue with that M key, and it's been rather frustrating to have to play with. So I very much enjoy playing a non-combo build every now and then. It's straight bug value. I was sort of inspired after the Shardless Bug deck in Legacy, although I'm not playing Shardless Agent, the namesake. It's just good value all the way up the curve. The next cuts that I would want to add to the deck would be Abrupt Decay. Definitely merits a slot in here, and my cut for Abrupt Decay would probably be Edric, I think. Edric is good when he's good, but he does nothing when he's bad, in this deck at the very least. He's a terrible top deck when I'm trying to regain control of the game. All he does is help keep you ahead, and typically the deck doesn't have any trouble keeping ahead. I might also cut Necrologia in place of Edric, because Edric is at least a creature that gets milled to Sidisi, while Necrologia, one of the other good draw effects in the deck, doesn't grant me a zombie when Sidisi mills it. I have cut the Hermit Druid, which was bugged, or is bugged on MTGO currently, which is when you mill cards with it, it counts each card as an individual mill, and it was giving you 7, 10 zombies. And while it would be fun to play that on MTGO in that broken sense of they have a bug and they haven't fixed it, I've talked about how much I disdain playing with or against cards that are bugged, especially in an advantageous favor, like, what is it? the commander land that taps and you search for 2 basics that have to share a land type. It's currently bugged and lets you search for any 2 basics. So it bothers me immensely that that bug exists and people still play the card. So I'm going to stay away from a bug even if it's advantageous, because it's not the right thing to do. It's not the right way to play the deck. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think it's a rather good deck. I will be linking in the description a tapped out URL that has the exact same list that I'm showing here on it, and you can check that out. Give me your comments on it. I'm not going to give any description in the tapped out link. I'll probably just link to this video as well. If you have any questions, comments, wondering why I don't have X card in the deck, let me know down below. I always love hearing from you guys and interacting with you. It's a conversation about the format. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video to anyone you think might enjoy it, and I'll see you all in the next one.